What is up, everybody? I'm No Lex Given, and today we're gonna play some Fairytale Fables. I've been playing this game a little bit more the past day or two because tournaments are coming to Fairytale Fables. That was just announced, but in order to qualify for monthly cash tournaments, you'll have to get your real-time game rating, non-chaos, non-async, your real-time ranking here up to 5,200. So we've got a decent ways to climb. Like I said, was playing a little bit the past day. I'll just go through some of those games here real quick to kick this video off. I played Slay most recently, and this was with Trophy Hunter, and then I believe one of these treasures makes all of your supports do your whole front row, and then one of them doubles your slays, and then eventually found a tripled Woman of the Moon or something at the very end of that one. This game was mostly a mage's game, and then I was up against Slay at the very end, so I threw in a chair to protect some of my backline and continue to play some scam there. This was an interesting game. I played Angels. The numbers got crazy big, and I just happened to pick up an Angel. Maybe I picked up this upgraded off of a True Love's Kiss or something, and then I built around this from there. But that wound up being very, very powerful. I don't remember if any of these treasures did anything, and I don't know what all the treasures do just by the pictures yet. This game, I think all of the treasures here... Yeah, so it's this game. All of the treasures here, help you find better treasures, but I never actually did anything with them. I just kind of crushed the lobby with this one. You can see I've got an 80-100 power Friendly Spirit, or whatever this card is called, and then a backline full of cards that can take full advantage of the Friendly Spirit. But really, I just went off with the Young Parrot, and then there is a new spell in the game where you are allowed to transfer the permanent stats from one card onto another. But for the most part, this was just in my hand all game, soaking up extra stats from these two. And then at some point I threw another happy little tree that I had onto this Friendly Spirit because I was never able to triple the tree. And this is, I think this is the last game that I played recently, or I should say this is the least recent of the recent games that I've played. It's just Wizards. There's a ball. I think this says you get an extra spell or something like that, and this is Forking Rod. And then we're caught up. The rest of my games are async from 2 months ago. Let's keep playing, though. That is a little bit of a catch-up from what I played. I think most of those games I just played yesterday. And we'll see how much more of this game I wind up playing, or what I wind up doing basically with it. But I think I'm having a reasonable amount of fun playing it. I do still have some outstanding issues with the game, most of which boil down to the fact that it is just not Storybook Brawl, and there's not much that can be done about that. But I have voiced some of my concerns on the official forum for the game. Not really expecting anything to come of that. And I guess I'm curious how much the monthly tournament will motivate me. Because, realistically, I did okay, competitively in Storybook Brawl, but I'm 30 years old, right? We know that part. I'm over 30 years old, I should say. I'm rounding down. Point is, I'm not necessarily trying to compete at the highest levels, and it's not really an age thing. It's just I don't know. I think that there's an interesting part of this channel because I try to use I try to be good at the games that I play because I think that lends an interesting area of expertise. But I don't think I'm always going to be the best at games that I play. I think when I am the best at games that I play, it's a fluke, or it's because there's like a pretty small pool of characters of other people playing the game. The start of each fight, give the character in position 1 ranged. Sure. It's probably better than Tinkerbell. And then I see a ranged thing here already. Let's just roll and try to pick up something bigger. Could maybe go Talking Frog. Let's maybe just take this. I do just like the Apprentice Owl in general, because I think it's kind of just the build path that I want to go in, even if Artemis doesn't really do anything here. Alright, I'm going to say yes to the owl. I think that that's fine. Don't know if there's any actual players in the lobby. I don't know how to check that, by the way, as well. If I'm actually playing up against real opponents, or if I'm just playing up against, like, past bots. Yeah, the reason that the Apprentice Owl is so good in this game, too, is because you really don't get punished for losing these early fights. Probably take Demon's Deal and then just take 2 other random things, which would have to include the Sword Squire. I guess it could have been Sleeping Cat plus Shield Page, which might have been okay. But Sleeping Cat plus Sword Squire is pretty reasonable. So if we give this thing ranged, it doesn't really do that much for me. So I will just keep the Apprentice Owl with ranged. And basically, the way that I think you can tell if you're playing up against a real opponent, if you hit ready and the clock doesn't immediately go to 7 seconds left, then you are playing... Now, that might have just gone to 7 seconds left, because it kind of, like, didn't, but then it jumped to 4 seconds. So not sure. That might be a ghost, or it might be a real person. Tough to tell. So a small imp, a bluebell. None of these things are super exciting. I think I will take the small imp here, though, and then I'll roll and maybe a second imp. Oh, we could even take a second and a third, or we could just flip this Talking Frog over. That's probably the best use of our gold here. And then I will sort it out like this. Interestingly, we could put the Freed Prince in the back line, and then the Sword Squire gets the pump. I don't mind that. Alright, let's play it like this. So we hit ready, and then it immediately went to 7. Now, that doesn't mean that this is a ghost. This could also just be a real player that hit ready faster than I did. So there's no real way to tell when you're playing up against real players or fake players. But one thing that I do appreciate with this game over something like Backpack Battles is the fact that it is still lobbied play. Even if it is like some sort of hybrid between synchronized and async play, you are still playing in a lobby, which gives you the opportunity to build around the players that you are actually up against here. We take a 6/6 that pumps our angels, or we could take a demon sprite, which could potentially get rid of the sleeping cat, which is kind of awkward. This is another royal for Freed Prince. I think I'm going to go... Oh, if I pick up Guardian Angel, then I can't freshen up. Alright, I'll take Demon Sprite then. I only have the one other demon, but it's just big stats. And I do think I will lock onto this. Awkward to find another Guardian Angel here. But I think I'm just going to take the Apprentice Owl, grab the treasure, and see where we go from there. Probably do this. Oh, I should have put the Apprentice Owl in front of the Sword Squire. Okay, they went all in there on Icarus to grab themselves a River Wish Mermaid. We've got a Chameleon. I like that. All right, let's see where this gets me first. If we can get a treasure to help the Chameleon. 1 extra mana. A level 3 treasure. Every 4 spells you buy, cast the spell again. I think I had these on one of the... Oh, 1 extra mana. Oh, I played with this recently, and I thought it said 1 extra gold, just because I didn't fully wrap my head around mana being a resource in this game, or just read it too quickly. Definitely don't want 1 extra mana. I will probably just grab the tier 3 treasure, a chance to ball, a chance to dream. Oh, I can use Sword Squire on the Chameleon too. I mean, Merlin's Tower is good as well. Yeah, let's take Merlin's Tower. Maybe we can do something funky with this. For now, we're going to pump up the Chameleon. And I think we're done. But... so the problem with this is I don't actually know how it works. I think it's the 4th spell, not the 5th spell. But part of me is like a little bit confused on that, but I think we're reasonably likely to get the Chameleon slaying here, and we'll try to set this up so that it gives me more XP, or potentially allows me to combo with Ball or something in the future. Huge happy little tree, but we do eventually take it down and grab a tie. Another Apprentice Owl, which is not bad if the plan is to keep on casting spells regardless. So let's do it, and I think I'm just gonna call it on the Polywoggle, but I might not play it. Or I might see myself doing something like this. Could take the Armored Egg here just to try to keep the Calling It buff. That's not crazy. I'd almost rather try to hit Demon Sprite, except I don't want multiple Demon Sprites to potentially kill my Sleeping Cat, if that's a thing that can happen. So I might be in for an Armored Egg here. Ranged on the Apprentice Owl is fine. There's the Demon Sprite, a little bit too late here, unfortunately, kind of awkward. Because I want to play all these other things. Let's roll with this, trying to keep the Calling It buff on the Chameleon, so that way I can slay with the Chameleon after we hit level 4 and grab a level 5 character from it. This is Storybook Brawl. We're Storybook Brawling, and I do feel like most games that I've played, granted there are some new things, there's angels, there's dogs, there's some other weird shenanigans going on, but for the most part I feel like I'm playing Storybook Brawl in terms of the strategies that I can reliably count on, pretty similar. I believe my Chameleon just slayed there, which is fine. Gives me a cat choir. When you buy or summon a cat, gain permanent stat. It's not the craziest thing when we already have a sleeping cat at the ready and a cat box right here. Could this be cat choir time? I don't really know. But I think I'm willing to play around with this and find out. Armored Egg survived, so that's nice. Yeah, so this is what we're trying to do once we've already cast one more spell, but we need to cast one more spell before we get to that portion of the game. That's not a good one regardless, I don't think. Can't even use this, haven't found a single weapon yet. Don't think I'm super interested in fluffs. I just want one spell. Here we go. Okay. When you buy a spell. So we could use the Book Mage. And it won't count towards the spell counter. And I just like the Book Mage, which is why I'm considering picking it up here. I do think I'm going to grab it. I think it's pretty good, especially when we already have double owls here. Then the question is, do we fry the egg here? Do we put this here to protect the cat? I think I'm going to go here. It's a little bit awkward to play this apprentice owl. It is clearly weaker than these other two options. But I think that it's just good to have it in play if I'm going to do the book mage for a little bit. We'll just get these stats over time and be reasonably happy about that. So, worked out fine. We grab a tie. And I believe the next spell that I buy will double cast. So we are looking for a good one here now. Not that. Decidedly not that. Double Young Tengu. Seems like it could honestly be a little bit playable. But it isn't either of these strategies that we're currently working with, and I don't think it meaningfully improves the board. Ooh, a new U. So I could double cast a new U, probably on the Cat Choir. That gives me a level 6 character. I think that that's worth it. I was looking for XP, but let's do this. Dying Breath, give your characters with food stats greater than 0 my food stats times 1 only for the fight. Okay, so now we are playing food. This does nothing for us just yet, but now we have to find different ways to give food. Entrance, I have 3/3 food stats for each position I am away from my position last fight. We are summoning cats, but I don't think that's the route that I ultimately want to land up in. I think I will just play this for now, especially because I got rid of this cat over here. So let's pick up a dog, and let's start walking the dog here. And it looks like the dog wants to be like first and last. So I think that's what I'm going to do with it. Now, this thing obviously does not have food stats yet, but it is a 10-14, so I will run it for the time being. This seems not great, but I guess they're just starting to build something here with the bark and then the back. The bark and the back. Nothing food related just yet. So now I move this pup over here. That's simple enough. Yeah, this is a good free spell. I want to cast free spells. So food is definitely an archetype I'm not super familiar with. Unfortunately, I cannot pick up more than one of these. Mana is definitely a resource, but I will pick this up for now and then roll. All right, here are some farmers. I don't think Farmer Boy is good at this stage of the game. I could be wrong, but I think that that is past its prime. And then this just gives stats to things in my hand, so I'm not super interested in that either. And now I think I will just lock onto the Book Mage. And then the other thing that we can do is we can sell out of this and we can buy a simple spell book. I'll throw it here. Actually, I might just reconfigure this board a little bit. Yeah, let's just do this. And if that's the case, let's do this. Oh, forgetting to ready up, but that's because I'm making sure I'm doing the commentary and making sure I got everything else going on here in the game before I hit that end turn button. Oh, so this is like a doubled up hero somehow. there's ways to get multiple heroes at once. Okie dokie. Alright, let's triple the monster book. We're level 5 now, so maybe there are some other cool new food strats. I feel like this is pretty good. 5 more mana could also be decent, though. Yeah, let's do this. Now I can get a Merlin's Tower active every turn. I am gonna... Oh, I should have picked up this Radiant Fairy, because I'm gonna need some more characters on the board. Alright, let's just grab the Radiant Fairy. Oh, it's every other turn. Somehow. So I have to put this here. And then it's 5 away. So that's interesting. You can put it here. You can, like, bench it for a turn. Don't think we're going to take advantage of that this turn, but that is interesting. No, probably still won't take advantage of it this turn. But I will pick up the Apprentice Owl, and then I will probably cast this Milk in a Bottle over here. Oh, that's going to go... Oh, that's tricky. Because obviously food is good on the dog, but it's probably just better on the Radiant Fairy. Yeah, we need a way to, like, reliably give this food. But for right now, I'll just do this, and that should... Oh, I think I meant to have done that, but that's okay. And let's ready up. Maybe once we hit level 6, there will be better ways to consistently gain food. But we're also kind of doing a mage strategy here, so we'll see how this ultimately shakes out. We might land up playing more mages than not. That might have been like my first damage of the game. Some big damage regardless. Definitely want Crystal Sage. Okay, yeah, this walk 3 gets a little bit tricky, doesn't it? We could bench it for a moment. This thing's got a lot of stats. That would basically be all of my gold. There's another Adventuring Husky. Ooh, we've got a True Love's Kiss lined up here again. An upgraded level 6 character? I'm glad I noticed that. I think we're going to go for an upgraded level 6 character. Take 1 damage when you buy me. The first 6 times one of your evil characters dies, summon a Demon Harbinger in their place. And I don't know if we get upgraded Demon Harbingers, but I definitely want to play some more evil characters here. Do I want to throw in another Adventuring Husky because I want to play more evils? See if we can find a scam here. Sea Witch is not a scam. It is good with Crystal Sage, but I think we can still do better here. Could just grab a small imp. And I don't hate just studying in Scarlet as well. I don't love taking a damage there. But I think it's probably worth it to get an additional Demon Harbinger. That's a nice little power spike. And I think we're gonna play this. I think we're gonna go evils. I'm gonna abandon whatever the heck this herding dog is doing. And we're going to see how far we can get with this demon build. Oh, because the Harbingers summon Harbingers too? Okay, that's wild. That's wild. They don't summon upgraded Harbingers, but that still seems quite strong. So I probably don't even need this thing in the front line. Let's put this on this. Your demons have 2/2 for each evil character on your starting board. Cool. And this is an aura, so I do want to keep these guys in the back. I don't know if I will play this, but... Oops, I will definitely play both of these demons. Yeah, this thing is not that good when you can't move it around that much. So we might cut it for a turn. Knight's Oath is still reasonable, I think. It is still an evil character on my starting board. I'll run it still. And then I think this is a good use of my remaining mana here, or gold. Oh, and then here we go. Here is the Spoider. So I think we're going to sell out of some things. And do I want a level 2 treasure later? I don't think I care about level 2 treasures at this point. And now we're full evil. Our next spell could have sold off this sword too. Our next spell will be a doubled one. So some big potentials again next turn, but we've done a pretty nice job out of making some evil shenanigans happen. No slay, but big, what are these called? Demon Harbingers? Yeah, big Demon Harbingers. Also, Demon, or Archdemon is really good with the Spoider because it buffers your attacks so that your spider attacks a lot later. So that's really good. This is a really good evil character though, and definitely what I want in this lead position. And I will start off by giving it plus 24 or 28 attack. And then this triggers twice. So that's pretty good. That's pretty dang good right there. Don't know what else I want to do for the rest of the turn. Probably just continue to give this thing stats. Demon Harbinger, I mean, I think another Try My Net is quite strong. And then I think I do like selling out of something here just to continue to give this guy as much stats as possible. I think this is a really, really strong board now. The fact that this has flying means that these things might not die, which means the Spoiders might have to attack, but I think they're going to wind up dying in some capacity. Or this, like one of the spider will get attacked and die. So I do think this is a pretty strong setup here across the board. We are looking to triple the High Demon and add a little bit more to the board yet. But how are we faring otherwise? Yeah, this spider like probably never attacks until it gets attacked into, which is gravy. Ah, it had to attack. Oh, but it survived somehow. That's wacky. And we grab a tie, which is actually unfortunate. I think I do want to cast this. It means my next spell is doubled, so I do have to pay attention to that. But I think it's worth casting here. This is +6/+3, is it not? Yeah, that's a good enough to double cast. It's a pretty big fire mage. There was an opponent earlier that had full chairs, but this is our only opponent left in the lobby. So we just have to beat this player. turning things into pigs is actually pretty decent against this comp. But I don't really want to cut a spider. And if I put the celery tea here, that means that these are then more likely to get attacked into because I won't have an evil character in the second slot. So I think I'm sticking with this, though Brave Little Tailor doesn't actually do anything, I don't think, against my specific opponent that I have here. Because it doesn't replace the ability, and all of these cards are gaining their stats because of their abilities. Another Archdemon. Oh, that's what it is. This is the first 6 times, and this is the first 3 times. Okay, let's grab another Archdemon. Let's rummage. Can multiply by 2. The only question is, do I want to do this? And I don't think that I do. I think I want to triple the High Demon next turn. And then I think... Beautiful. Okay, that worked out really nicely. I give a bunch of stats to this Fire Mage. I'm going to hold off on the Archdemon, and then I'm going to throw the sword on the Fire Mage before we go into the fight. But a good hit on the Fire Mage to kick things off could be really deadly here. It's not quite going to work out, but we get pretty dang close there, and don't leave my opponent with too much outside of this. Now we just have to take out this thing. Yeah, I mean, my opponent's basically dead here. We are not going to kill them in one fight, though. So this battle is going to go on for a little bit longer. But I think we're in a good spot. Slays go again, dies, upgrade your last character. So we can have double Archdemon, double upgraded Archdemon. I think that that's probably good. But we might be able to put, like, the equivalent of the pumpkin in here as well. Don't think I need this new you. This is fine, it's free. I think 1 health could be really good as well. And it's free. Ooh, Mirror on the Wall. That's probably better than Crystal Sage. Yeah, let's add that into the mix. Oh, that was my doubled up spell. But that's fine. This would have been a better doubled up spell, but I don't actually think Fire Mage needs additional stats at this point. So I think we're good. I think I can probably back off of that a little bit. And let's just cast a combat spell to finish things off. Alright, and now we should just have demons in the front row forever. Is that going to be enough to win the game yet? I'm not sure. But we've definitely built a heck of a board here right now with double Archdemon, a front line full of scam. That's a big old good boy for my opponent. They pig me, and my Lightning Bolt does not work on them. I do take out some of their stuff, and they tripled Gretel. And Gretel just attacked into my spider. So Gretel's down now. And Good Boy finally goes down, but that took so long for Good Boy to die that I think we kind of scammed them here. Yeah, we've got a full board, a full backline upgraded. That should be a kill, right? And a full front line. Why not? Yeah, that's a victory, baby. There we go. No luck's given, getting the dub, and we are one step closer to being able to play in the monthly cash tournaments. But for today, that's going to be it for me. Thank you guys very, very much for watching. I'm No Luck's Given. Peace.